from TinCanTarot, and this is day 9 of Ethany Dawn's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge. The question put forward to us today is, what are our 2019 tarot goals? Whew, well, that's a good question. And I think it's time I started organizing what they are clearly. So speaking them is probably going to help. What I have in mind really requires a business plan, so it's a little nutty. You guys now know that I have this trailer called the TinCanTarot trailer, and it is tiny. It's about 6 feet long and about 7 feet wide, and all it is inside is a beautiful tarot reading room. My goal is to get this thing booked out once a week at least for events, conventions, parties, wrap parties, even TV shows or movies or whatever. So marketing, marketing, marketing. That's plan 1 for the TinCanTarot. Now, there's me in the TinCanTarot as well, which is, where do I take her to find more choice spots to give her the best exposure when I am working the streets. Right now I'm on the west side of LA. You'll find me in Venice Beach and at the farmers markets. And I'd like to find a few more art crawls downtown and something in Silver Lake, so that I'm a little bit more across the city and getting a little bit more exposure. But I'd like to do being on the street only maybe once or twice a week, and everything else is pre-booked events. That's the goal for the TinCanTarot. The other goal is to get my tarot readings on web so that I'm selling web-based readings and more Skype readings, which I do now, and I really like the Skype readings. I enjoy sitting in the comfort of my home and everybody being able to call me from London or Mississippi or Chicago or New York, which is kind of where I hear now, and sometimes Colorado and sometimes just Northern California. So I'd like to get that up, and probably on my Etsy shop, which is called the Tarot Keeper. And the Tarot Keeper is a tarot bag shop where I do have one deck I'm selling. I might put a few more up there, but I'm mostly making these tarot bags, which you see all over. Like this one is good for slow hauler, sacerabito. There's a couple different styles. You see me pull them out throughout the videos with decks in them. And I'd like to get those kind of in a little small production line and out to maybe some stores and more wholesale, and just a bigger turnover of those. They're kind of coming in, not onesie twosies, but close enough. And I'd like to see that notch up a bit. And I'd like to expand the candle line. It's called Tin Can Candles, and they go in the trailer. They're made from recycled tin cans. And they are just small little tuna can size power candles, so that after your reading, you may need to sort of ground what you've just been sort of notched up to and or realigned or refocused to. And this is to help sort of affirm that reading. So if we've said, you know, how do I find love? What do I need to work on? Then let's do a love candle. Or if it's, I'm still reeling from the effects of this sort of tragic incident, which has a lot of psychic energy around it that I'm still battling, then let's get your protection candle. This one is if I'm connecting and meditating and getting higher information and source. Then this is the divination, and then there's abundance. But I'd like to get that on the website as well. There is a deck in the works. It's from my particular mythology and point of view, which is kind of unlike anybody else. Probably will follow somewhat of a rider weight, just so people can use the system, but it's going to be associated with a different tradition entirely. That's way down the line, but nonetheless formulating. And personally, I'm really working, my goal is to get stronger and more powerful as a reader. I would like my readings to get even deeper and even more connected to that key inside people that they need to unlock their potential or to release the limit that's holding them back. I think we're in a time where the veil is getting thinner and our capabilities are growing. Or perhaps it's just me that as I get older and I reach the crone, the wise woman is coming out more and more, and I want to embrace that and partake of the passing of knowledge and wisdom on to people and making a difference that way. So that requires a discipline on my part. It requires a allowance of myself to grow in a way that I haven't been, which is much more from the feminine instead of the masculine, who's always taken care of business and been in charge. So I'm changing the way I'm eating. I'm trying to lighten it, trying to take out the denser foods, trying to balance where I'm going spiritually with my body and get my body in shape to open it up to deliver these powerhouse readings that I would love to be a part of. So it's a big year for 2019. The goal is to not get distracted by scarcity and fear and take on something just for the money, but to try to develop my craft as much as possible. I think that covers it. I think that's pretty much everything I can do this year. But we'll see, because I really don't want to limit myself either. So universe, show me how it could be better than that. Oh, I know. I want to get a motorhome, and I want to hook up Tinct to the motorhome. And I would like to be able to drive 3 or 4 months out of the year across the country and visit the different states and the different tarotists and card slingers and cartomancers and witches and warlocks and everybody across country, to the fairs and to the conferences and to the I don't know, revivals. um, and that would be another goal of mine, is to be able to afford a motorhome and to be able to afford to take off. And so therefore, if I can do rep-based readings and more wholesale production that's kind of on its own to, get it going, it may be that I can be having those things going from either wherever I am or working behind the scenes for me while I am out building more clientele and creating more of a following, more of a recognition, getting more and more clients and exposure so that we can do more and more things together. I do think I'm going to need to get some people on my team to do that, to help support that and grow it. So all these things are in the works, but one step at a time. And today's January, so I'm thinking maybe I should do like a goal a month, make sure I get one of these things done each month. That's my other tarot goal, is to put together a little business plan, an action plan, so that I can get all these things done. So let's do that, Colleen. Let's get a journal, let's get a calendar, and let's get a little bit of organization going. These are good goals. I think this is a good start. Tell me what yours are. I will see.